Hi everyone, my name is Lisa. Today I'm going to demonstrate Polychart's graph builder and at the same time analyze our programming productivity at Polychart. We use Git at Polychart, so this dataset was pulled out of our Git repository. Each row shows one commit or one chunk of code change applied to our code base. You see the date, who made the change, a message describing the change, and the number of lines of code added and deleted. First thing we'll do is derive a new column, call it total for total amount of lines changed, which will be the sum of code added and deleted. This will be the main metric that we'll work with. So first graph I'll make will demonstrate something that may be problematic in this dataset. If I put total on the y-axis and draw a box plot with it, we can't even see most of the box plot. If we use a logarithmic y-axis, we see why. There are lots of large commits that can skew our analyses. Let's look at these commits by sorting descending by total over here. We see that a lot of these commits were adding sample data and moving files around, so not really a good measure of productivity. For our purposes, we'll filter out these commits and only keep those within 500 lines. Now we're ready to really look at the data. As before, we can drag variables to the x and y axes. For example, date versus total. We'll also change the chart type to a bar chart. From here, our breaks and 3-week vacation in June are very obvious. Bar charts expects the x-axis metric to be categories, so Polychart automatically bin the dates. In this case, each bar contains a week of commits. We can change the bin width to, say, a month. Here we see that we were more productive in February and March. Switching back, into a line chart, I'll show you how with Polychart we can associate variables to plot features. When I drag name to plot color, we see 4 different colored lines, one for each committer, with legends automatically generated. Except at the beginning, my co-founder G has been doing more coding than I have. We can also make this into 4 graphs by splitting the chart by name, and here using bar charts makes it more obvious that G has been doing more coding. One thing to note is that we're plotting the sum of code written and deleted per week, but we can plot counts and averages instead. Choosing counts plots the number of commits made per person per week. Choosing mean shows the average commit size per week. Here it appears that G consistently makes similar size commits. Each of these chart aesthetics can be bound to a variable. I'll demonstrate this with one last chart. I'm going to put code added to the x-axis, code deleted to the y-axis, use log scales for both axes, attach name of the committer to color, and total commit size to both size of the points and opacity. Again, legends are automatically generated, and all of our plots are embeddable, printable, and savable. Thanks for watching. Polychart is still in beta, and you can get a beta invite at polychart.com.